Everybody be quiet. Don't talk.
Wrong people now.
Yeah.
I know. I was gonna say, who do you think?
Who does he think we are?
I don't know. Good evening and welcome to episode 8 of Candles and Coasters for While Beyond the Witchlight, an adventure in the Feywild, which is published by Wizards of the Coast. And thank you so much to Comic Emporium, the oldest comic book shop in Panama City, for hosting us this evening. When we left last week, Jericho was talking about various plans for how he feels like maybe they could discuss or not discuss with the hag. And yeah, we made it out. Good job. Except you didn't make it out of anywhere, really.
Yeah, we're still right in the middle.
Yeah, you're still right there. You're cabana bunnying it up, so.
That's right.
Yeah. And the others of you, I think, were still, you had decided that you were kind of done exploring for now, or you weren't really sure what you were doing. It's really the last thing that I remember us doing. Y'all were like, maybe not, I don't know. I know that you weren't sure what you wanted to do. So, let us pick up where we left off, and I will pick up with Jericho because he was the last one that was discussing when we left last week. Jericho, do you have anything that you would like to add? You know what? How about this? Let's take a moment to think that over. While we go ahead and roll our hit points.
Yeah, let's roll some hit points.
Let's roll some hit points.
That will determine.
Let's do this first.
That will determine so much.
Yeah. Yes, please.
The last
please
note I have is, will Jericho murder the hag?
Tune in next time.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 3.
So maybe no murder tonight, huh?
That's not too bad.
It's not
I
okay.
can do 3.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
8.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to use one of the fate die from the
No.
other team.
Again? No, that's not allowed.
Nope. We've already had that
I would like
discussion.
to.
We don't get fate die.
I said I would like to.
We did not start doing fate die.
I just want to use theirs. They have so many.
Yeah.
No.
We should divide it.
Not allowed to
No.
share.
Campaigns.
And even if I was going
I
to
would
do
use
fate
that for
die,
everything.
As the DM for the other one,
I
no.
feel like even if I was going to give fate die to this group, I would be like, if Jericho tries to use them, I need at least one other person to sign off on that utilization.
We don't do that with dirt.
You don't. We don't.
But
So
you
I
should.
feel like we can't do it with Jericho if we don't do it with dirt.
Alrighty, King.
Alright.
9.
Ooh.
Look at that. Okay.
I had 2 plus 1, so 3.
See, there we go. Joining the 3 club.
See, I was gonna say both
That's
people
right.
on the ends. There you
You
go.
overachievers out there
That brings my total of 17.
with all your
10.
bodies full of hit points.
A whole 10.
I'm
Okay.
almost at 20.
Oh
So,
goodness. I should probably.
Yeah, you need to put your ears on.
it seems like Jericho's still thinking over his plan.
Lost.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Now he's in bed.
Water.
So, I know that when last we left, Miss Sage had decided that she is not going to touch anything in the cabinet. I remember that. You decided.
No, touchy, but it did close it, so it didn't look
You
like
did.
we touched
You did
anything.
close it, so you did kind of touch it, but
Yeah.
you've made somebody else open it with magic. So. I appreciate how y'all tipped over on the rules. That's fine.
Very good at it.
We tried.
I believe Parthnos had just finished looking through all of the stuff in the cloth the
Seamstress area.
thank you. Good lord. Clothes, the people that make clothes, gosh. And Torn had decided that he could not find his horns apparently anywhere. They weren't anywhere to be found in the taxidermy shop. And I think we last talked about, did you want to go back to the study? Because you kind of wanted to.
I
You felt
was in the study.
them a little more, but then you couldn't decide if you wanted to keep
Yeah, nah.
searching that way or if you wanted to go back and just ask.
I think I'm just gonna go back
questions.
and ask the hag.
You're just going to go back and just ask
Yeah,
questions.
like, what else do you need me to do?
Okay. All right. So,
You walk in on Jericho standing waist deep in this murky pool. He's put little lily pads over the eyes of Bevlorna. He's stripped from the waist up. We're not sure why.
Sure why.
And he's like,
Jericho.
he's like,
Yeah.
petting her, and there's this kind of far off look in his eye as he's like considering something, and then he sees you walk in the room with all them tasty hit points,
All those tasty hit
and he's looking down at her,
17.
and he's like, "We could do this, you know."
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, adventurers, you tell me what happens.
Well, I'd see that scene and I'm just like, yeah, that's about par for the course, friend. Bevlorna, sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so that's the decision we're going with.
Alright. I need my horns back and then you can kill her. Or we can kill her. Is there anything
I'm about to start penalizing you now for not taking things out of character before you say them. Because that is going to be so much more fun.
Wow, that's, I mean,
That
you
would be
come
more
right out
fun
there and
right
say
now.
it.
Because I just want to do that so bad, but I'm not going to.
But she might hear me if I whisper that.
Yeah, she might. I don't think you know how to whisper. I feel like that's a discussion we've had about
I
porn.
should have took message.
Okay.
Alright.
So, you ask her.
Is there anything I can do to get my horns back? Anything else I may do? I fixed your well, got your bath going. I guess if that's not enough, is there
It's not.
anything else?
There's okay. You know, there is one other thing that we could discuss. If you would like to either meet me out on the balcony or if you would like to meet me in the dining room, I will have some small food sent up and I will meet you out there in a few minutes to discuss what other favors we might can trade if you would like further information or further something that you assume that I have from me. I don't know what you're asking specifically for. You keep yelling about horns, but I'm not really sure what's happening.
Just literal horns.
There's quite a few in my taxidermy shop.
Mine are short. They need to be big. Apparently you took them at some point.
There's medication for that. Are you saying that you think that I personally have placed a curse on you to take something from you?
I don't know if it was a curse or what. I was just told that you would have knowledge of my horns. It's a long time ago when I was a wee cow. I snuck into the carnival and I didn't have a ticket. And I took my horns.
Aha.
That was the price I paid.
Ah, okay. So you thought you could go in without paying.
I mean,
Aha. Ah,
mean to.
well then it is possible that I might have whatever this item that you are looking for is. Like I said, if you'd like to either meet me out on the balcony, you can go up a floor and then go out to the door over in the corner, or you can meet me in the dining room. It's over next to the kitchen. I believe y'all know where the kitchen is. You walked past it on the way to the study. You can meet me in either of those places and we can discuss further. Because I do have a favor that you could possibly take care of for me, and I could see what I could do about finding these horns that you're so sure I have.
I shall head to the balcony.
Fabulous.
And
Alright.
I head to the balcony.
And the rest of the team, what are we doing, guys?
Well, again, there was a plan that almost
There
happened.
was a plan.
There was a
Okay.
Almost.
I need my horns.
It was
back.
right there. It was right there, and then Torn had to go and muck it all up.
Just like a bull in a china shop, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The first time I've been called that.
So I'm gonna call you some stuff.
Just out of the game, he's been called that.
Oh, I get that.
May have been by a certain somebody.
No, you know. I get it. So, where's the rest of the group going? Are you going with him to go out to this balcony, to wait, to talk to her about this favor? What are we doing?
Well, I feel like I should stay with Bavlorna, because well, she pretty much needs me around at this point. I think she's gotten used to having me here, tending to her. It's just the way it is.
I'll go outside with
You
Thorn.
are a very odd creature. If you would like to go be with your friends, I need to speak to my Lornlings, and I will be out there.
Well, I understand that, Miss Bavlorna, but I thought you were a collector of odd things, rarities, oddities.
I am.
So thank you for the compliment.
Mhm.
I do not mind continuing to lend a hand.
You would like to become part of my collection.
Well, I feel like we already are. We've helped you out quite a bit and asked for almost nothing in return. I know myself specifically has not asked for a thing from you, but has provided quite a few services.
None of which I've asked for.
Well, this is true. This is true. You have not specifically asked for them. Well, if you would like for me to go and join my friends, I guess we'll just all go sit out there on your terrace and wait.
That would be for the best.
Okay, I'll see you on the lanai.
She looks like she's discussing. As you go up the stairs, you go out to this balcony. As you begin to walk out on the balcony, this is a 10-foot wide balcony, and it runs almost the length of the cottage. It is covered from end to end with living frogs. They're just everywhere. And at each corner of the balcony, you actually see attached to it what looks like the corner of like a clothesline. Maybe those clotheslines that you saw down in Downfall attached to some stuff over near the balloon in the first place when you first got here. You saw some. So maybe they're those, but you can't really tell because they just stretch out over the lake for no other reason and kind of disappear into the fog. But just lots of little frogs out here. There are several chairs that you can have a seat in while you wait for her, and she'll be up in just a moment.
Alright.
Well, I was this close. This close to ending the reign of terror.
Let me get my horns back, then do
You-
with her what you will.
We could have dispatched her and you could have had your run of the place to find your horns.
What if they have to be magically inserted? Magically grown.
I'm gonna pretend like
Better.
you didn't say that.
So much better.
I'm
Absolutely.
just not
Totally
gonna
said
hear the
inserted.
words that are coming out of your mouth right now.
It just got better. Yeah. Okay. So, Miss Bavlorna does come out of the area and she walks out onto the porch. You've barely settled into chairs or leaning against the railings or however you'd like to at this point.
Anywhere there's not a frog?
Huh?
Anywhere where I'm not squishing a frog?
Anywhere that you're not, yeah, you would appreciate if you did not squish her frogs.
Yeah.
So, as far as the frogs are concerned, as long as you kind of move carefully, they'll kind of move out of your way, just like regular frogs. They're not hostile, they're not going to try to eat you or anything, they're just there.
Are
Okay.
they toxic?
Huh?
Are they toxic?
They're just regular little frogs. Oddly enough, I mean, you just came from an area populated by bullywugs, which are frog people, and now you are just a little area covered in frogs.
Sit down on the ground and try to get the frogs.
Seems like a great place for you, Miss Sage. Maybe? I don't know. Seems terrifying.
Play with the frogs.
You're gonna play with the frogs. Okay.
I'm just sitting here like,
Great.
maybe I can throw enough of these frogs out.
Oh, you don't want to do
But I do. There's a lot of things I wanted to do that people keep stepping on, so.
that. Well, she walks out onto the balcony and she says, I see that you've treated my creatures not unkindly. Now, you say that I have something of yours that you would like back.
Yes, my horns. They need to be bigger, so I can rock the world.
Okay.
It's not the size of
That's,
the horns that matter, Torn.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the size of the metal in your heart.
Can't be throwing out devil horns without big horns. I need to become a horny bard, because they say all bards are horny, So I need my horns back so I can be a horny bard and rock the world.
Well, you know,
I think context is very important there, Torn. We'll get to that.
He's pretty not smart.
I'm book smart.
I would,
Apparently you're reading the wrong book.
you know, I'd be happy to try to help you get those back. I may have them. But, I need you to do a favor for me.
Anything.
I cannot. Anything?
Well,
That's so
whatever-
wonderful.
Whatever his favor is.
I'm gonna hear it first.
How much do I want to add
No,
to this?
no, go
Like,
ahead, Torn. Just keep
anything, I'm like-
on opening that there mouth of yours.
No,
How many things can I add to this now?
What'd
Y'all think, you see, don't y'all just,
You know, your first
you
born
missed the
child
days when it
plus
was,
a
when
favor.
it was poor old Jericho doing all the talking, right?
sometimes.
It's gotta be better than this. Go ahead, what did you just indenture us to?
Well, here's the thing. My sister, Scabatha, she has this portrait. And, I would like it. It's in her, there's a long gallery at her home, and there are photos there, pictures, large paintings therein. One of them is her. And, I would like it. And if you can deliver it to me within the next 8 days, I will call this a bargain completed and I will be happy to render to you.
And where is she?
Well, she lives in Thither.
How do we get there?
That does seem like a problem.
Actually,
For
we know
you.
how to get there. We've got a fellow that can get us there, but he needs his head back. You know, Mr. Clapperclaw?
Do you know where he is?
I do.
Hmm.
Yeah, I sure do. I know right exactly where he's at.
Scabatha would like him back very much.
Well, he can't get back without his head. He says,
I don't want to give Scabatha anything anyway, so I don't know what you think you're doing. I'm not helping you make want to do that.
Right.
So, aha!
so we can't do your favor of getting the picture because we can't get to thither without getting the head for Clapperclaw. Now, for what I recall, Clapperclaw has no intention of returning to Scabby Abbey. So
I remember that one. That was nice.
I think he's just gonna see us there and then come back here.
Yes, but I notice he hasn't come to present himself to me as one of my oddities.
Right. That's because he can't swim. He's afraid of the big pond because he can't swim. I mean, even if you put him in a boat, he'd just freak out.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Okay. Well, he already promised to do whatever I asked so he could get his horns back, so I'm gonna need that picture.
But
And
we're
you have
gonna
8
need-
days to retrieve it.
But we're gonna need Clapperclaw's help to do that.
That seems like a you problem.
But don't you have his head as well? His skull head?
Probably.
Cool one. So give him the skull head, he can help us get the portrait back for you. And then Clapperclaw will become one of your oddities. With the skull head. Looks a
I'm
lot much
sorry.
better than the gourd head.
yeah, definitely don't like Jingle Jangle over there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you expect me to render to you
No,
one of
no.
the things out of my collection to outfit a creature that has already run from me in order that you might maybe be able to get into the next section of my sister's divide. No, that doesn't feel like it'll work for me. However,
I'll make sure he doesn't run from you.
oh, yeah, no.
I can be very persuasive.
I would like to see that.
What I will do is I will grant you that you may have an hour to explore my home, and should you find the item that you are looking for your friend Clapperclaw, you can take it with you.
Can my friends help?
No, Do your friends want to help?
Oh, I don't know. It sounded like he committed all of you. It sounded like he was using the royal we.
He
Oh, I'm sorry.
definitely
I'm
was.
so sorry. You, sir, you are the reigning royalty within the group, it seems.
Yes.
Does your large friend here speak for the group?
Well, in times he does get giddy happy, and he does.
So he has spoken for your group in this matter. Wonderful.
Yeah.
You have an hour to explore my home for the stag head of your friend, and if you find it fabulous, you take it with you.
Tarn,
And if you don't,
look at my face.
Are we allowed to touch?
Look at my face.
I see your face.
I'm not happy with you right now. You are this close to not being my best friend anymore.
I'm sorry, but if you could get back your sense of time, wouldn't you do anything?
wow, your hour starts now. But you can
I
continue
searched
to
the house.
check. Do you?
Oh, Lord.
You want to tell me how?
No.
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 There's so
Yes.
much fun things you
Yes,
find in the
I
house.
suppose.
All right,
Before I search the house, is there anything I shouldn't touch?
hold please. So I'm going to tell you right now that it is 26 after, and I'm going to give you 1 hour real world time to complete this.
Oh.
Okay? If you need it. If you don't need it, cool, great. But it does mean everyone might want to, like,
have an hour.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
Okay.
We get
So-
shadow dark up in here.
What is your question?
Is there anything we shouldn't touch? Being a collector of
No, absolutely.
magical
No,
artifacts.
touch
nothing-
anything you want.
And it's not gonna hurt or kill.
I
or
didn't
crush?
say that. I said you can touch what you want.
That's what I'm asking. If I touch-
She was saying
you
it's
gonna
not
get
going
mad
to
at us?
offend her
No.
if you touch anything in here. Why in the world?
Don't break it on purpose.
Torn.
That's all I ask.
Don't look at my face. Not happy.
If we get Clapperclaw's skull, you get us to portrait our triple horns.
I'm gonna just go to the taxidermy room to start looking through, because that sounds like the most obvious place.
Okay.
How
Yeah,
many,
that's kind of where I was gonna go to.
how
Okay.
many
Well, we probably do better
frogs?
if we separate.
Yeah, I know. You can do it. I'll go somewhere
Yes.
else now.
We're absolutely splitting up part of here. How many
Yes.
frogs
Yes.
are here? Approximately
50.
50. Okay.
If there's any on me, I'm definitely taking them off.
I have speech of the woods, so beasts understand my speech and I can decipher their noises and motions.
Okay.
I want to address the hippity hops here and describe the skeletal head of Clapperclaw to all 50 of them.
Okay.
And say, has anybody seen this thing? And can you help me search? I promise you all of the flies you could possibly devour. As advisor to the king of Downfall, we have access to an entire fly depot.
As frogs, they notched you.
Yep.
They heard flies.
Yep.
They got excited. They said, can you help us search? They went, absolutely. And most of them scattered immediately into the water to begin searching.
There we go.
It's in the house.
So-
Leave it in the water.
I mean, it's something. At least-
Absolutely. If it is in the water, then you can safely bet one of the 30 frogs that immediately jumped off the porch to look will tell you about it. Another maybe 10 didn't do, they kind of just sat there and started looking around. They're clearly not the brightest ones. And some of the others kind of started to hop inside, and they'll probably get about as far as the pool and be like, oh yeah, that probably forget what they said.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean,
But that was a really nice, it was a good,
and
great
I
thought.
feel like I accomplished my second goal, which was to clear the balcony of all these frogs.
well, then you did. You accomplished the goal very well, except for the 10 that didn't. But
I
mostly
mean, but that's
clear.
10.
That's like
and
one
there was
every foot,
50,
so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not really worried about it.
Cool. So Miss Sage, you went to the taxidermy room, okay?
Yes.
Would you like to please go ahead and roll me
Mhm.
roll me an investigation?
Okay. Nope, that's a 7.
Well, you definitely see that there are some crates on the floor.
Mhm.
They do have Bad Lorna's name on them. That's with a 7. That's about kind of all you're gonna see. You're gonna see these crates on the floor. They look similar to the one you brought in.
Mhm.
Maybe one of them even is that one, if you can tell.
Mhm.
None of them are open though, so that's an option. Parthenos and Torn.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the study area.
Okay.
I remember last time you said that I felt presence on the rickety stairs in that top area.
You did?
I'm actually gonna search that.
Okay. So you would actually like to possibly go up the stairs?
Yes, if they told me.
They look very rickety, but let's see if they won't hold you. Parthenos, where are you going, sir?
I was gonna go to the study as well.
Okay, you're gonna go with Torn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that ornate chest or the
That cabinet.
cabinet we were squeezing past.
Okay. So the cabinet you were squeezing past is down in the hallway. The other cabinet, there's one up in the. There is a cabinet in the study, but it kind of like the rest of the study. It looks a little nicer, but it's about 6 inches off the floor. But there is a cabinet up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 cabinets. There's the one that, like I said, in the hallway that you all had to squeeze past, and there's the one up in the study. So which one do you want to look at?
I was gonna go to the one we were squeezing past first.
Okay, so you want to know the one down in the hallway first. Okay.
That's
Alright.
the ornate one with the
Yes.
silver hourglass.
With the silver hourglass and all that good stuff. Yes. Okay. Huh?
The one that I opened.
We have free touch rain now. So.
Yes.
Yes, you do. You free reign to touch all the things.
Mhm.
Shouldn't tell you what the things will do, but you can touch
Doesn't
them.
mean
Have
we're
fun.
safe.
No, it doesn't. But she said you can touch them, so have fun. All right,
Don't.
Torn.
didn't touch them earlier because I want to make them mad.
Yeah.
She doesn't mind. Torn, as you go to this this rickety staircase, it looks like you can definitely go up it if you'd like. It is just kind of like when you look into the hallway, it's kind of murky and dark, and there are these pictures lining the hallway of these very grim-faced, very upset or like sad-looking just creatures lining the hallway. Just pictures, just regular like portraits, but they're just of all different creatures. There's a few elves, there's some gnomes. That's what you can see if you begin walking up the steps. You will see more of the same, just these same kind of like sad, upset kind of faces.
The skull head is not in that correct?
It's not in on the staircase.
Alright, well
Yes.
I guess I'll go further explore. That
Okay.
sounds fun.
Okay.
Why not?
Alright, so as you continue up, you will end up in another room. So give me a moment, and let me go ahead and come back to Parthenos. You said you wanted to look at the ornate cabinet that was on the wall. Okay. What I will give you is I'm going to guess that because it's in that same hallway that the taxidermy stuff is in, that if you go down to it, I'm going to throw this out there that maybe Sage would hear you and at least be able to yell like, hey, you just have to line the sigil up if she figures you start to touch it. We're just gonna kind of give that to you. You're on a fixed time, so I'm going to assume you would try to do your best to share any information you could think of off the top of your head as quickly as possible. So you line the sigil up and the doors open. When these doors come open, you look and the entire thing is just lots of those little tiny like letter holes. They're just these tiny little boxes, and you can start searching. Roll me a perception, and I can give you some information about what you're gonna find. Okay.
I see nothing.
I mean, you see things. It just looks like it looks a lot like the rest of her house. Like it just looks like maybe like she took all of the smaller things that won't fit on the floor or something. Like she just kind of shoved these little like things full of stuff. So you see like what looks like crumpled papers or something in one. They look dirty and gross, but like crumpled papers. And you can see like silverware and stuff like that. You can't really see what exactly it is unless you're gonna spend some time here attempting to actually investigate and go through and look at the things, which is perfectly fine. If that's what you'd like to do, we can do that. But at first glance, you're just gonna see it looks kind of like she took a bunch of little tiny junk off of like the floor and in the cabinet, like all over the place. Okay, I know. Why would it be helpful? Okay, Jericho, you cleared the frogs.
I've cleared the frogs, so it's just Bad Lorna and I once again.
You'll have an hour and he's gonna chat up the hag, guys. All right.
Look, this is what I do.
Okay.
I mean, I just don't do anything else,
No, okay.
really. So yeah, so I'm just kind of enjoying the nasty view, and talking to Bad Lorna, who's probably sitting in her nasty cup. And I'm like, I kind of miss the old place, but I like what you've done here a little bit. I mean, I got some cousins that fit right in here. I think they'd probably be of some use to you. I get some people over here who could help you out.
Are you offering me additional food for my larder? And at that, she kind of waves her hand, and when you look the direction she's pointing, something you didn't see before, you see these really large cages kind of jutting off of, like, over from the side of the house. And inside, you see that they are quite clearly large enough to hold, like, each one, and there's 3 of them. They could hold someone as big as Torn. And inside one of them, you can actually see a creature.
Oh, what kind of creature?
Are you gonna go closer? Are you gonna ask her, or you're
No,
a little
no.
bit far away from it to tell what it is without calling out? Or
She waves and I look,
Yeah.
and there's stuff going on. I go, oh well, dearie me, I did not even see those. It seems like you've only got one that's got some stuff in it, and the other 2 appear to be empty.
Yeah.
What you got in there?
No. Well, I have a satyr. He'll keep for another few days before I eat him.
You got a satyr?
Yeah.
I've never seen a satyr.
Yeah, I'm waiting. They're much better once their spirit's a little broken.
I
The
have not
sadness
heard that, but I
helps
believe
with
you
the
are
flavor.
a hag of impeccable taste. I believe there's nobody in this world who tastes just quite like you do. Would it be an imposition if I was to just get a gander at that feller? I've never actually seen one.
You go right ahead. You see there's actually stairs, and when you look, you can kind of see just like around most of the house, there's those stairs that are kind of clinging onto the side. And she says, you can go right ahead up to the stairs, and you feel free to go talk to him.
I'm much obliged to you. And yes, that was what I was offering, was some replacements for your larder here.
Yeah, you can certainly send those along. I'll always appreciate a few more.
That would be like a service to you?
No,
Oh, okay.
that would be like something you seem to be offering me out of the kindness of your bunny heart.
It's true. I'm very kind, especially to my friends. So I would like to consider that you and I have become acquaintances at the very least. I don't believe that there's any sort of animosity between the 2 of us. So, I mean, that's well on the way to becoming friends, and we've already had tea, and then we spilled the tea, and then we had that wonderful magical time in the pool together. I mean, we're pretty much bosom buddies at this point. So I'm gonna go talk to this, get a look at this satyr fella, and maybe I can convince him that there is no hope, and you can get an easier snack out of him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do. I'm gonna hop right on over there and get a look.
Well, if you're for sure going to send me 2 more for this, then I might be able to give you a little more information about where indeed you will find the item I'm sending you to my sisters for.
Oh. Well, that's what friends do, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I think that would be mighty neighborly of you. So yeah, absolutely. I can send you 2 votes. Pretty much as soon as I get back to the downfall. I got one you're gonna love.
Well, you send them up to me. You send them right up to me, ready for me to put in those cages, and I will send one of my little creatures down to you with a message with a little more information about mine.
I love it.
Yeah.
Bad Lorna, You are absolutely the most. You're just the most. That's all there is I can say about that. Let's go see this satyr fella.
You do that. She is gonna sit there on her lanai as you described it. She loves that she heard you say it. She's like, I love that idea. Lanai, I don't know if I described it, but I love the idea.
You and I, we just bounce off each other. That's all we do.
Sage, what would you like to do?
Open both of, you said there's 2 crates?
Yes. So you would like to open the crates? So you are, okay. You, just the way you said first, you were like, I'm opening, and you were like, I
Open
mean.
them and peek into them.
Okay.
Yeah, I may not dig in them depending on what's in it, but.
Okay. So the moment that you open the edge of the crate, a swarm of flies comes out. They don't attack you or anything, they just swirl up into the air and kind of seem to settle. There you go. If you look into it, you'll actually see it contains the carcass of something that looks vaguely reptilian, but has about 8 legs.
Just all.
You don't see one. If you'd like to roll a nature check. She said no.
That's great.
Next crate. When you actually open the next crate, you need no nature roll to tell you that therein lies a small tabaxi. That was, it looks like it was, probably an adult of a smaller breed, but clearly on its way to becoming part of some wonderful creation.
Skull's not in here, let's leave it on.
Okay.
A skull in there.
It's not the skull we're looking for though.
There is, but it is still covered in flesh, so
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, if it's covered
The
in flesh,
answers
it's
take care of
clearly
that.
not what we need.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you could just,
Fly out of.
Yeah, you're done with that room, you're not about it? Okay, that's
I mean,
fine.
can I try and search it one more time?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, okay. Investigation again? Alright. 15 this time.
Okay. You're looking around and the only other thing you can see that looks like maybe it could be possibly of any value, you see there's a work table. You see there's lots of little tools and specimens laid out. There's a small box with drawers, and when you open the first one, you see they all contain glass eyes. The only thing that you see that seems kind of weird, because you kind of, slide them out really fast, one of them is made of wood. There's a bunch of glass eyes, only one wooden one. But that's really about the only thing you see that looks even marginally out of place.
Okay.
Other than that, there will be nothing to find here.
Okay. So I will fly out to the hallways there.
The hallway is there.
We've been in the study.
Right.
And searched.
So
we've searched the cabinet in the hall.
Right. So would you like maybe a little bit of a brief of what kind of rooms y'all have not been in? Really quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Or close there to me.
Okay.
And
So
then the next room we haven't searched.
okay. So here's what I will do. Because there are kind of a lot of spaces in this house, and they kind of are all interconnected in odd ways. So you've been outside, you've been on that balcony, you've been in the taxidermy shop. The fabric room you have not been in, Parthenos has. Is that information that you would have shared with her already, or maybe when you see her coming out of the taxidermy room, would that be something you may say, like, I feel like I searched that already, or? Okay. There are the dress forms in the corner. There is the study, which you've already been in as well. When you go up, you will actually find that, just like she was saying, there is an aviary at the top towards the top. There is going to be the kitchen, which you've been through. There is actually a room for them to store things in. So there's a dining room. There's also like a meat locker of some kind. Okay. There is also going to be, I believe I mentioned it when you walked through, but in case I didn't, there is a room that's got like, you can't tell from like when you just glance past it, but it looks vaguely like, oddly maybe alchemical or something. It looks like it's brewing something when you go past it. And then you'll have Bavlorna's own bedroom, of course, if you go up that far.
I will check out the bubbly room.
So I will come back to you. Torn, you were checking that hallway, right? Okay. So, no, you're good. I just want to make sure, make sure we're still in the same place. We're all good. All right. So actually for you, what happens is this little passageway is actually going to lead you directly up to a room that appears to be maybe a bedroom of some sort. Okay. As you walk into this room, what you're going to see is a ball of light bobbing above the rafters, casting shadows over the room, in which the owner's messy habits are on full display. There are rumpled and moldering rugs, sharing floor space with more food scraps. There are stacks of dirty dishes in one of the corner. There is a couple of tipped over clay pots with plants that are dead, and not just dead, really dead. And their soil is spilled all over the floor. There is a bed in here, and it has a pile of straw in place of an actual mattress. In the opposite corner from the bed stands this squat chest of drawers with a watering can resting atop it. That's what she actually uses that for. The only other furnishing really of note, there's a couple of chairs, but there is a stocky wooden chest with an iron padlock. And it sits in the corner between two closed doors that are the other side of the room.
Alright.
So,
I don't think I have a way of getting through the iron padlock.
while you look for that.
No.
Nope. Okay, so while you look for that and think that over a little bit, Parthenos, you are, at this point, we are going to say you've been looking for quite some time. You've pulled lots of little things out. So what you're going to find as you pull little things out is mostly they are just bits and scraps of, there are buttons, tons of buttons, that button box half the people in the world have seen in some grandmother's house, just for no reason. They're just everywhere. There's buttons. There is silverware. None of it seems to match. Half of it is covered in food still. There are randomly a couple of letters. The paper that you're seeing is actually letters. None of them are addressed to Bavlorna. None of them say that they're from her. They are completely to random people, including some of the previous kings of this area and things like that. But they all seem to hold a little bit of a faint moldering perfume smell, or hearts on them, something that signifies they probably were some sort of weird love letters or something like that between people. But they're just kind of scattered throughout. The only thing that you're going to find that seems to be anything different other than just random bird feathers, and they don't even look like they were plucked with any kind of gentleness, those half, those ones that cats, destroy a bird and you've got those random feathers, or something. I don't know. That's, the whole thing is filled. The only thing that looks different is there's even a couple of teacups. And the only thing as you're pulling things in and out that looks any different is there is a small exact replica of the cauldron that y'all passed on your way to get into the boat to get here. The lid is on it, and it sits there, and it doesn't look quite as grimy as the rest of everything. There's just a little small cast iron cauldron. Other than that, lots of just bric-a-brac. Not that you can't take any of this with you. Certainly welcome to if you want to, or try to trade or whatever, but that looks like the only thing that would be of interest to you in this. There's a couple of names on some of the letters because you did look through that book that you brought to Bavlorna. You actually see the names of quite a few of the people that were in that book on these letters.
Any return names?
Huh?
Return names?
The return names, just as often as the sending names, tend to be, the returns. The letters that are to just as often as from people that were in the book. Other than that, a few that you see, one or two appears to have one says Scabatha's name on it, and on the front, but it's smudged out in the corner where it would say who it's from. And a few say they're to King Philip III or something like that. And oddly enough, they say one of them you actually see as being from Duchess Ilvig, and you're like, what is, okay. Just lots of random, you see a couple that seem, maybe they would be slightly like salacious, you know, because you see them and they appear to be from like someone with a very like fey-sounding name. Their name is, you know, Detective Sweetwings, and this letter is to someone who seems like they would definitely not be someone who would be in that same company, like a fairy kind of person or something like that. But nothing that seems to connect them. They just, almost like maybe she's just the kind of person that just steals people's love letters just to cause chaos.
So what I'm hearing is I'm taking the little pot and the letter addressed to Scalaba.
Okay. The pot, when you go to take it, there is a lid on it. You can take it off if you'd like. Do you want to take the lid off, or you're trying to leave that on, or?
Leave it on now.
He's like, thank you.
I don't know what's inside of it.
Smart.
I do appreciate how nervous you all are about things that are not even necessarily going to hurt you, most
No, we're in
likely.
a hag fight.
Most
It
likely.
could be
Ah!
anything.
Okay,
I
so.
played that game. I know what's in there.
Sometimes things-
Now that I'm allowed to touch everything.
Okay, so you
Was in there.
have determined that you definitely don't have anything that will break open that padlock, huh?
Not a padlock, but
Okay.
but I would like to. I guess you did say there was a dresser.
There is a dresser,
I'd like to
yes.
search that and see if I can find a key.
You would like to begin the searching the dresser.
Yeah, see if there's a key.
Okay. So tell me how hard you're searching. Tell me something. Roll me a check. Tell me how hard.
Like investigation.
Yeah, just roll me a regular perception. Because honestly, at this point, you're gonna. You know, I'm tempted to make you roll Constitution. You have to catch up a lot of really gross stuff, and I hope nothing poisons you. I'm just kidding. Just roll
That's
me
terrible.
perception. It's okay.
Looking through her
I don't know. I just like
I know.
saying that and watching
I
everyone
don't,
say it. Oh,
I
God.
mean,
We're gonna cast Mage Hand. And
Oh,
that
okay.
well, you're assuming she wears underwear.
Yeah.
She probably goes commando.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you get for
Well, I
embarrasses.
see nothing. That's a 4.
So your mage hand
You weren't
even
even
it goes
looking.
and it's like,
Like, nope.
if it had a face, like you could literally see it go. It's
Even
just like
if
all
it's
of
in there,
stuff
you
like,
won't want it back.
no thank you. Like
Right.
it's just the entire dresser is. It
Gross.
looks like maybe someone like had honey or something on the dresser at some point. It spilled all down the front.
It's icky.
Oh,
Just
it's honey, all right.
so gross. Yeah.
You just keep telling yourself that.
Yeah,
Don't,
no.
don't taste it. Don't snip your fingers.
Alright,
Wash your hands afterwards.
how heavy is the chest?
How heavy is the chest?
I feel
Don't
like-
break anything.
don't break anything.
Oh my. Okay, let's have a
Let's see if I can pick it up, take it to her, and be like, hey, you gotta keep this. Like, what's wrong with you? So there's no key. This is too gross to search.
Let's see
So we
here.
can search anywhere. Where's the key?
So yeah.
I do not have a weight on it.
Alright.
However,
Get an 8 foot tall, 300-pound minotaur pick it up.
you know, you could certainly, I don't see why you necessarily wouldn't be able to pick it up. So, however, when you go to do it, the chest moves a little bit, like maybe it doesn't want to be picked up.
Uh-huh. Still there?
It might not be confident.
Made out of
Paranoia at
sticky
this table
pear
the
wood.
moment something goes, no.
So they
It's
move.
like it moved. Whether it's sentient or not, it's definitely animate in some way. It moves.
Hello?
Nothing, just kind of
Is it torn you're looking for?
moves. A little bit back and forth, that's it. That's all that happens.
you a living creature? Blink once.
If it does, it's a mimic.
I'm aware.
Nothing blinks at you. Nothing blinks at you.
It wasn't sticky though.
Okay. The only thing that you will see is that, like, as you're doing this, the lights that were at the top of the room,
Yeah.
they as they get closer to you, they look very much like the kind of fey lights you've seen some of your friends and other people do. Like, they don't look like they're actually trying to be harmful necessarily. They look eerily like the same kind of lights that you saw in those wells that you spoke to. But they just kind of hover close to you as if they're attempting to provide light. They don't know who you are. They're just there's someone in here trying to do stuff, but they don't. Other than that, they just kind of get close to you like they're trying to provide light. The chest does not blink at you. It does not speak to you.
Thank goodness.
It just looks like
That's been a problem all on its own.
You
You
are.
just see eyes all of a sudden. You just appear just blinking.
I can't lie, like he said, no, that went so much to be like, you didn't see the eye on the top of the chest. You are more than welcome to attempt to pick it up again, and as long as you can roll me even a fairly, just barely passing, just roll me a regular strength check, and you don't roll, say a 3, you're fine.
You totally know he's gonna roll 3 now.
I know, right?
Well, I rolled a 6, but it's plus 6, so that's a 12.
See, you're fine. So, it might take you a second, but by sheer brute force and the fact that this room is not that large, you can kind of just attempt to grab it, and you will. You're fine.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Take it back above water.
You go ahead and do that.
Where's the key?
Okay. Take you a moment, but you're welcome to do that. Okay.
I found this. Open it.
It's not good keepers.
I can't right now.
Definitely not finders keepers.
She literally said you can keep the one thing if you find it. That's
It
all
might
she
be
said.
in there.
You're right. It could be. You are welcome to go to her and see if she'll open it. Okay, Miss Sage.
What did you
He's trying so hard to visibly not touch things.
In the room with the bowls or something
Yes.
falling?
So,
Oh.
honestly,
In the room.
kind of you go in and what you see is actually there's this contraption made of entangled copper tubes, and it connects to this pot-belly boiler and dozens cylindrical containers. There's more tubes, and then they feed into buckets. But if you kind of stay still even for just a minute, so roll me a regular perception check. Mm-hmm.
I'm better at that than investigation. Not with a 5 on the die. That's an 8.
It smells a lot like something that maybe Torn would enjoy.
What?
So
What's that supposed to
it's a smell that you vaguely like. It kind of seems reminiscent, but it's not quite. Looking around, mostly you're just going to see this thing continues to seem like it's making something.
Do I see a skull anywhere else? Any decoration around? Or is it literally just this contraption?
There really isn't anything with a contraption in here. I really wanted to be petty about it, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that. That's mean. Y'all will be
If
an
you
hour.
roll a 5, it would have been
I know. I was like,
It could have
It
been
would
hanging
still be
above
like-
your head.
I
You
know,
could be
but I was-
sitting on it right now, looking around the room.
Uh-huh.
you think you were in a room, but you've been wrong before, kind of thing.
Right?
You've been wrong. It happens. All right,
So,
Jared, what would you like to do? Where do you want to go, Miss
So
Sage?
I have approached the satyr.
Yes.
Is it alive?
Yes,
You're live.
I am. Yes,
You're very chipper.
I am. You know, I hate to think about that. I may not live to see tomorrow, but you know what? That kind of thinking has never gotten me very far, and maybe I won't die.
Yeah, yeah, about that. Listen, what's your name?
You're not gonna get me out of here?
What?
Okay.
Look at me. Do I look like I can just open cages? Is there like a padlock or something on this thing?
Yes, there's a lot.
See, there we go. What am I supposed to do about this? I don't got no keys. I don't pick locks. I do have an idea that we may get to, but first, we should probably introduce ourselves. Hi, my name's Cotton Candy Jericho Moss Blossom of the West Briar Moss Blossom.
Just adding stuff. Okay. Well, my name is Vansel.
Vansel?
Hmm.
You have a last name Vansel?
No.
Well, that's,
I mean, I might, but it's not wise to share one's full name with anything in the Feywild.
well, you's about to get eaten by Babylorna.
You're
so
right, I am.
I'd like to know what to tell your folks.
Don't worry.
No, that's why I'm here, because I'm worried. But that's fine. We'll move
Well,
on.
I mean, I think I
Vansel,
saw you
no
hanging
name.
out with what looked like to be royalty, so I imagine you could get me out of here.
No,
Hmm.
definitely not.
I feel like that was a slight on your kinship, but okay.
No, definitely, no, this
Feels like it.
this whole place is a nightmare, and nobody's getting out of here alive.
Agreed. But you know, that's why I don't have clothes in the first place. The brigands stole them, and now I'm here, so, you know.
So the brigands took your clothes, that's why you've chosen to go pantsless.
Yes, the sun will come out on
It's
the
already
day
out,
after
and
tomorrow.
the moon.
I
I can
hope.
see
Yes.
everything.
Yeah. You know,
Um,
she gave me no clothing, so.
So, all right. Well, Vansel, where are you from? Here, there, somewhere.
Well, I mean, yes, generally around this area. Honestly, I used to live in this area before the brigands started taking over everything, and
That's been fixed, by the way.
well, that's lovely to know. It does me a lot of good from inside the city. You
well,
know what?
you know,
Does my heart
I
good.
would say it's going to
to
keep
know.
your spirits up, which is the only thing that's keeping you out of
Thanks.
the stew pot right
Yeah. I'm sure it is.
now. She literally just told me as I was walking over here. She goes, Jericho, try to break his spirit, because once his spirit breaks, I'm gonna eat him.
Yeah. It's good to know that. I will make sure I continue to sing. Thank you.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
So I guess this is where we have to talk a little bit. I might be able to get you out of here. What can you do for Jericho?
I can sing really well.
No?
I don't know what Jericho wants.
Jericho wants an awful little for himself. Return to the West Briar, place Parthenos on the throne, that kind of thing.
I think the only thing that I could possibly offer, I have some small magic, and
There we go.
should someone release me from this, I would feel that I owed them a debt, and I would be able to use that small magic to grant them, what is generally known as a stone of good luck, but it generally used to.
Now we're talking. Okay. I'm not going to need you to ask a whole bunch of questions here. But take this oil and just rub it all over your body.
Okay.
There we go. See, now this is how it's supposed to work. Jericho gives an instruction, you follow it. People would do that more often, we wouldn't end up in such a predicament.
Are we trying to seduce her? Is that what's going on with the oil? What's happening here?
I'm
No,
gonna
you know what? Never mind. You said don't ask questions. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
gonna do
literally
this shit.
just did, and then you all right, so.
You know what? That's fine.
Now,
We're
while
just gonna
he's
do it.
doing that, this is probably going to give him a bit of a start. But Jericho begins to elongate.
Okay.
Alright.
Crazy?
And no, this is what it is. As Jericho elongates, he takes on the form of a giant constrictor.
Okay.
And I begin to wrap myself around two of the bars and
Okay.
constrict them so as to bend them,
Okay.
so that he can squeeze his way out later and it will not get blamed upon myself. So I would like to constrict the bars until they are far enough apart that he could squeeze through.
I'd like an athletics check.
That is something I probably cannot do. But we will see, because I'm not sure what my stats are as a constrictor, because I didn't get that far.
While you do that,
Yep.
Miss Sage, you went to the next room. What room were you going to?
Well, if I continued the way I was
You
going,
would
the
continue
bedroom was.
The
next
bedroom
room?
is all the way at the top. You're actually going to pass like the kitchen and the dining room areas first.
Okay.
I
Is he torn coming with?
feel like you probably hear him.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, if he wasn't heavy enough, he's got this chest now. You hear him
Okay.
coming down the stairs for sure.
Mhm.
And if you look over the edge of the railing,
Mhm.
if you're kind of looking for your people, you'll probably see Parthenos
Mhm.
in closing that cabinet with something in his hands.
And so I'm passing the dining room and the kitchen, so am I passing that meat locker that we hadn't been in?
It is, that's going to be through the kitchen.
Must be through the kitchen?
Because it's a meat locker, so it's going to be connected to the kitchen from the inside.
Yeah, no, we'll.
Kind of like a refrigerator.
She eats skulls?
No, you're asking why a meat locker would be through the kitchen. I thought that's what you were asking.
No.
You're asking, I was like,
that would be
what? That's it.
No, I don't think there'd be
Okay.
a skull in there. So yeah, I guess we'll continue. I guess our bedroom's the only other place.
There's a dining room.
The dining room.
We can do that.
Yeah. If I see Torn, I will tell him he might want to check out the bubbly room.
Okay. And thank you.
We're taller across the house.
I'm just
So-
Hey, when you get that in your room, check
I
out the
think we
bubbly
should
room.
check this out. I think I like this.
That's
Yes,
a
sir.
19 on my athletics.
That is not quite enough.
Alrighty.
You feel like the bars almost feel like they're bending, but not quite.
I'm still gonna
Yeah.
keep at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you maybe haven't tried this form out a lot of times.
This is the first time.
Yeah, so it kind of feels like it's cutting into your steak body a bit.
Yep.
A little
I'm
painful,
prepared for that.
but yes, you may continue to try this while I move on to the others for them to, and you can have a look, see if there's anything else you could maybe add to it, or if you could ask your companions for help on anything, or.
This is as good as it gets. Unfortunately,
You
I've
know,
got everything I can.
it's okay. We can always roll it again.
Yep.
We'll give you a couple of chances.
It's not gonna get much higher. That was top quarter of the die. So,
Well, we can always try. I know, it's like, if you get a 20, I might just give it to you, even if it's not technically. If you get a nat 20 on the dice. But, let us check with the others one first. Torn, you have the chest. You have come out of the study and you have begun down. The second set of stairs, it will lead you past, or I'm sorry, there's not another set of stairs. All of that's on the second level, so it's going to probably run you past like the dining room, and then you're going to go back out onto that balcony area. Parthenos, you finished looking in the cabinet. What would you like to do now?
Has anybody been to the aviary?
No.
Over?
So you're going to go from where you're at right now with the cabinet. Aviary is going to be up on that same level that the others are on right now. So you're going to go up there, and you're actually going to go past the dining room a little bit, and there's like a little door there, and there's a staircase, and it just goes up. And so you can go that way, and we'll have you in the aviary. When you get into what she's described to you as an aviary, you're actually going to see slivers of light entering through cracks in the shutters over 3 tall windows. The light reveals the shapes of several pedestals, and on each one rests an object with a patchwork cloth draped over it. There are wilting ferns and crumbling clay pots, which give the room a very earthy smell, and the floor seems to be covered in a layer of straw. What would you like to do in this room? She told you it was an aviary, but you don't. All you see is pedestals with like covered things, and the windows. What would you like to do?
And use divine sense.
Okay.
If there's anything strong evil or powerful good.
Nothing.
Anything celestial fiend or undead, which I doubt will be, but anything also.
All of the
that
cages
is-
feel undead.
Also, we can detect the presence of anything or place or object that's been consecrated or desecrated.
You
The
feel
whole
a lot of
The
undead.
whole place.
Right, oddly enough, first you think, just these cages, and your senses start to spread a little bit, and you're like, that's a lot of weird undead things.
This room needs to burn.
just burn it. It's fine.
Burn the hole.
That's fair. I get it. It's fine.
House goes.
Boy.
And after you leave this room if you'd like, I will let you use your sense to check. There are a couple other specific, like,
We're gonna go.
it's
and
good, it's
We're gonna
good.
lift the drapes.
We're gonna
off
start
the
lifting
cages
them?
down. And find out
Yeah?
how far this goes.
How far this goes. Okay, so you lift the first one, and inside you find this odd creature. There are 7 pedestals in here, and you see what is very confusing. What looks like the body of a hawk, but maybe the head of an owl, grafted together. Some of that really interesting, crude taxidermy work like you've seen down below. And as you pull the covers off of each cage, you just see the same type of thing. You see the body of one bird grafted to the head of another. So you've got like crows with the heads of bluebirds and just things that don't match at all. You've got like a cardinal, this beautiful red cardinal's body, and there's an eagle head on it. Completely improbable. Doesn't make any sense.
I have to show this to Torn. It's a metal owl.
As you open them, as you pull the covers off, they all feel undead, but every single one of them, and they've got that weird, like, where they're almost like grafted or sewn together, like that thick, weird string that you see on the outside of bad taxidermy.
Go on a whimsical adventure in the Feywild.
The only idea that maybe what this room is for will come from the fact that you can kind of see, like, there's windows and there's like a little bit of a desk in the corner, so maybe she uses this as an area to maybe send messages to other people. Maybe these are how she sends messages to people generally. But other than that,
Interesting.
it's just
This may be a little too late to ask, but has anybody got the locate object spell? That would have been
Not me.
that would have been real helpful.
As you lift the covers, by the way, they begin making noise in the head of whichever bird is on them. So it starts getting really loud really quick. You start getting like anxious hoots from an owl, and then you open this one, and now there's this little songbird shrilling.
Got gut feet.
It gets loud quick. Just, and probably enough, there's a goose head grafted onto, I have no idea what that body is anymore. Who knows? It looks like maybe it was a bird of some kind. There's wings.
Penguin.
That's your best, that's your best thought. Like, there's wings.
That's nice.
So, yeah, it gets quite loud in here quite quickly, though, because all of them seem very agitated that you would remove their covers. So, you have successfully caused a ruckus. Is it worth it?
We're gonna go investigate the desk, see if there's any outgoing messages. Possibly something about the skull for
Okay.
Clapperclaw.
Roll me a perception.
Specifically a stag head school.
Or rather an investigation, I'm sorry.
Find
Keep forgetting that's what the
messages
thing
about
is.
skulls going places.
Definitely messages about skulls going places.
I don't know anything.
Okay.
The 3.
You know you're terrified a little bit. You know all of this feels undead, and you're like, the gods feel this shit all of it. Alright.
Oh, sure, now everybody's on Jericho.
Oh, yeah.
Just
No,
didn't get
been
one
on
thing.
your side because all the taxidermy
Just
room in the
one
first
more.
place. We were just like, we have to play nice. We don't want to, but we have to.
Okay. Sage, you are going into the dining room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
He's like, it's just working so well. I don't need to do this. Thank you. I feel like your
One
voice
thing
seems
my
to be getting like a
character
little bit. His voice is. Yeah. Oh, we need.
God.
Sorry.
As you're going into the dining room.
Oh, wrote the DM. Apology. Thank you for turning in the candles.
Okay. As you go in, at first it looks kind of like a normal banquet hall, but none of the chairs match at all. Like, they're just, not that you're surprised by that at this point. I mean, nothing matches in here, right? All of the chairs, and of course, there is food laid out. just like the food everywhere else, though. You're fairly certain penicillin is the best thing growing in this room. Just wait. That is the real thing you could get out of here. There are flies everywhere. There's some flickering lights, not really much of anything. And if you look up, you will see that there are 2 exits, the one you came in and there was one at the other end, and above them are mounted goblin heads.
Okay. So, no stag skulls
No,
around?
no, doesn't look like it.
Alright.
Would you like to look closer at anything?
No, I'm
No,
not particularly wanting to touch anything covered in mold. I feel like mold wouldn't be able to grow on the skulls, so it should stand out as white and pearly. All the dirt.
Okay, so
I will just kind of
we're
search.
just gonna call that a no, huh?
Well, I mean, I guess no, just an overall,
okay.
just glance in the room.
That's
and
okay.
I don't
If you
see
glance
anything.
and that's what you see, that is what you're gonna see. You are going to come out of this room probably slightly horrified, flying backwards, like, oh god.
Well, you said there was a door on the other side.
Yeah, you can go out the other door if
Go
you'd
out
like.
the other door, see
Yeah.
what's in the next.
You will hear
More
Torn
fun
going through the
room.
hallway,
Yeah.
past the door as
Yeah,
you're.
I would yell at him again about the bubble. Go to the bubbly room later.
You're gonna. She tells you there's a bubbly room that's down the floor and that you should go in it.
Check it out when I get this open.
Okay.
Cool.
Jericho.
21 on the strength check, or
Okay.
the athletics check this time.
Go on.
Unless you roll me a nat 20 on the die, that's not gonna do it.
Okay, so it's an impossible.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
in
you would
that
have to roll me
case-
a nat 20 to get it
Yeah,
at this
no,
point
I'm not gonna
because
keep wasting my turns on that.
you're
Not with
fine, I get
only
that.
11 minutes left.
Okay, well roll me one more, just on the off chance you roll me a natural 20. We're gonna say maybe the gods will be in favor.
Nope, got a 19 on the die.
So close. Okay,
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
Totally need to roll that again.
Well, he's all oiled up now, and I can't get him out.
Yeah.
So,
You might could ask one of your friends if they have any way to help with this.
they're busy. They
You're right.
gotta find that head. I'm just trying to do the right thing here.
Well, that's good. I appreciate that you're trying to do the right thing. You could go back in. There is when you've walked up that, there's actually, you come out on a porch, there's a door. It seems like that same door that y'all started to go in earlier that has hornets near it. Being that you've been told by Bavlorna that you are free to explore, you can safely assume that the hornets would not attack you if you decided to go in that door.
No, that's not true.
No.
I'll believe that for a
No?
second.
Not at all?
No.
Giving you options.
Okay, alright. Let's see. I really don't have anything else. And he can be of no help to me, can he? What is everything made out of around me right now? I mean, what's the cage made out of? All that kind of good stuff.
The cage is made out of a very sturdy metal.
Obviously.
Lots of rickety wood that hasn't been Jericho crafted yet.
Well, I wasn't gonna.
Fallen down on your job.
The bottom of this thing is made out of metal too?
Yep.
Okay.
The entire thing. It is one of those, very medieval, as it were, cages.
You don't say.
I know. I will give you a moment to think about that.
Yep.
Torn, I will give you a moment to interact with Miss Bavlorna. You can bring the chest to her. Tell me.
No.
Yeah.
Bring the tester, and she's
Yep.
still on the balcony, right?
Yes, she is.
So I gently set it down, careful not to squish any frogs.
Hey, I need a key to open this. There's a skull in here. You just tell me. Save us both the trouble.
Oh, no. I told you if you can find it within the hour, you can have it. Not if you can find stuff to bring me to ask me if it's inside the stuff.
Well, if it's in here, then I technically found it.
Yeah, no, because you don't have it open. And I don't see me handing over a key for nothing.
I mean, I could probably get it open. It is made of wood. We're on a balcony.
She asked us not to break things.
Did she?
She did.
Okay.
She did specifically say we could touch but no breaking.
on
If
purpose.
I broke this chest, would this count against your breaking roll? Because I have no way of getting this up.
Yes, it would. I mean, we can always talk about further deals if you want to go ahead and barter away other things from yourself or your companions. And then possibly I could maybe find it in my heart to find a key for you.
Really, I just need a skull. Do you have any skull you're willing to part with? Tabaxi skull, monkey skull, snake skull? Just give me a skull. I'll just take off his gourd, put it on him, and he can just be satisfied with that. I need to get my horns back. I don't give a fuck about Fabric. This is taking way too long.
There it is.
But you just have 80 skull. He'll be happy, I'll be happy, you'll be happy. We can all just move on.
Oh, I've got some mounted goblin heads in one room, and I've got plenty of different skulls out in my taxidermy room. Some that are not even attached. Well, they're attached to the old bodies, but you know.
Well, if you don't care, this is one I can just rip off for you.
Sure.
Which one? Gotta be specific.
I think there are a few boxes on the floor. So if you just go into one of my storage, if you go to any of the boxes on the floor in the taxidermy shop, you're welcome.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna just do that. You want me to put this back for you, or just leave it here?
You're good. I'll have the learnlings take care of
Good
it.
enough. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You will pass this weirdly intriguing room that makes you think. Yes, it makes you think of her like it is making a weird bubbly sound as you walk past it on your way to the taxidermy shop. There's no reason to stop at it necessarily, just you will be walking past it and she told you, hey, you should check that out. Whether you do that or not,
Later.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Right.
you know,
I need a
Parthenos.
skull.
What would you do?
I'm gonna leave the aviary.
Definitely fair. Okay?
We're gonna go to the study.
Okay.
And that cabinet that's off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go open it.
Oddly enough, your divine sense is going to lead you directly there. Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Do you go to open? Are you gonna go to open it immediately? Or are you doing a perception check on it before you open? What are you doing?
Just gonna open it.
Just gonna open it?
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
We're almost out of times.
Plug it.
I think technically alright.
You do. You open
We have
it,
5 minutes.
and a
4 minutes.
creature that your senses immediately tell you is undead launches itself at you, and it looks like what was maybe once a cat. It is not happy that you have disturbed it. And it's definitely not going to hit you with a 2, but it definitely seems very upset you've disturbed it. So,
Catch it out of the air.
huh?
I'll catch it out of the air.
Okay. With what athletics are you going to do that with? Give me a roll.
It's an 8.
That could work.
I don't know that you caught anything with an 8. Maybe. You probably caught its tail. Which, I feel like you know how insulting that is, probably. As Leon and yourself probably feel that insult in the bottom of your soul, like, oh god, bye.
But he's gonna laugh at it.
I mean, there.
Not
Alright.
him getting his tail grabbed.
Alright, so,
Actually, I think that would work.
Jericho, what would work? Tell us what
Alright.
you want to do.
This is gonna be a little bit of creative thinking.
Okay.
Rulings, not rules.
But I think this will work.
Okay.
So, alright, shape water
Okay.
is what I've been using. It's a very good Jericho crafting ability. But I can freeze it,
Okay.
and I can also at the same time use it to become a different shape.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would like to do is I'm gonna take my water skin,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pouring the water into the lock
Mm-hmm.
and using shape water to freeze it so that it
Okay.
takes on the shape of the key Like it'll actually take on the shape of the head of the key.
Okay.
Now before I try the key, because it's ice, so I don't know if it'll actually maintain it. I mean, I can just keep freezing it over and over and over again as I twist it. But before I do that, then I take my ball of wax and I make an impression of the key. So at the very least, I have an impression of the key itself. I can have it cast later.
Wise plan.
Yeah. So so I have that. Once I have that, then I will actually try to use this ice key to unlock the lock. I put the, whatever oil I got left inside the lock and on the tumblers and on the thing to make it as smooth as possible. And then I'm going to try to unlock it using the ice key.
Okay. I will let you use a dex check for this.
Okay.
And let me know.
Okay. So good news is that is my preferred skill. So we'll throw that and that. I wish I had. Can I do I have anything that gives me? It gives me advantage on that. Gives me advantage on that. Okay, so no advantage on dex checks.
He bless himself.
I can guidance myself.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
That is.
How is that entirely possible?
What did you roll?
No,
Well, that is
he-
just it. I didn't.
No, it landed on his other die to where it was directly in.
It was
Center
so
of
the
two.
edge
Reroll
of the die was facing straight up. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, and
All
then
right.
I shook the
Stop.
thing.
So it's a total of 20, dirty 20.
Okay. With a dirty 20, yes, I will. That will work. You will unlock the key. You will unlock it.
I go, I'll be damned.
It's a little
That
loud.
worked.
It clicks kind of loudly.
Well, that's all right. I don't mind if it clicks. She's way over there. She's talking to Torn, who's never been quiet in his life.
She's not talking to Torn anymore.
all right.
He walked off.
Vaseline, you are not to escape right this moment.
Oh no. I will be happy to stay right next to you.
No. You must wait until we have left this area, and then you may leave, because if you leave right now, you will be seen. Can you repeat that to me?
Wait till nightfall.
I wouldn't even wait till nightfall.
Okay.
Just wait until she is no longer.
Wait until I see her go to help you leave. So like to usher you out the door and I can leave then.
Just wait till she can't see you, and then you can leave. Okay?
Wait
Alright.
till Bavlorna can't see me and I can leave.
Or any of her little lornlings.
Oh,
or
well, they're
whatever.
always around.
So just
Didn't you see the one that's over there right now on the edge of the balcony?
yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, just wait a few more minutes until it is safe. Don't worry, I have a plan.
So until the end of the next merry song that I shall whistle, if I do not see the lornlings clear out, I can leave then.
Vaseline, I'm tempted to lock you back in here.
Vaseline.
Well,
I need you to just follow instructions.
Oil. Got you.
Right.
Covered in it.
Just don't leave until the optimal time. You will know when the optimal time is, because there will be a great big fog cloud that's going to appear all around you and obscure any vision of you.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty foggy here most of the time, but okay. I hear you, but
This
it will be
an
very
unnatural
localized.
fog. Yes.
Cool. Unnatural. Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Do not make me regret being a good person. All right, there we go. I go back to Bavlorna and I say, yeah, that satyr there, I can totally understand why you locked him in a cage and why you're going to eat him. He definitely is one of them that needs to be eaten For sure.
All right, so everyone, Jericho just was able to free Vansel. Miss Sage, you will get one more turn before Babylona loudly calls out and tells everyone that's it, that's all. You've either found something or you haven't. We will see how Parthenos does with this random cat. And Torn, you will have the opportunity to go into one of the two rooms. You are next to the room with the shiny thing with the bubbly stuff, or you are next to the taxidermy room.
Just the taxidermy storage box, whatever I find, whatever skull I find, I'm just gonna grab that.
Okay, are you just opening the first box that you find?
Yeah, just whatever's in it. Well, didn't Sage open boxes earlier?
I
Let's see
did.
that.
There was
Did you
a
close them
lizard
Did.
folk and
But she said she only kind of like, did you leave them open or you just opened them enough to look in them?
I probably just opened them enough to look at them and then just dropped it back down.
So, Torn, if you'll roll me a D100, and if you take the upper half, you'll get the first box, and the lower half, you'll get the second box. Miss Sage, the other door that comes out of the dining room goes into the kitchen.
But I came from the kitchen.
No.
No.
You came from the hallway.
Came from the hallway, went straight into the kitchen.
Yep.
Well, I guess I'll search the kitchen since that's where I'm at, unless I have time to fly to another room.
So you have options at this point.
Mhm.
From where, when you fly into the edge of the kitchen, you can immediately see there are two doors off the side. What you are going to be able to safely assume,
Mhm.
having been in any kitchens before, right?
Mhm.
That one of these doors is a pantry, and the other one probably holds cold stuff. You know that she's a carnivore, probably cold things. So,
She eats rotten things. I doubt anything's cold. But yeah,
you haven't necessarily seen her eating any other rotten things, you just see a lot of rotten things around.
this is true.
I have seen her eat live things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I will leave you to ponder that moment.
Okay.
I will let Torn tell me what number he got, and then I will let Parthenos tell me what he is going to attempt to do. And then I will come back and you can tell me which of the three rooms you would like to go into, and we will roll you one or two perceptions to see what happens and what you're able to find very quickly.
3 rooms?
One of the three. So you're in the kitchen, so you either can stay there and search, or there's a pantry and what you can assume to be a meat locker off to the side. So you can choose one of those two rooms. So you have 3 choices.
I got 65.
You go to 65. So you flip open the first box and you find the long dead body of a smallish tabaxi folk. That would have probably stood about 3 feet tall. It looks like an adult. It doesn't look like, a small kitten or anything, but yeah. And if you would like, you are more than welcome to find one of her random tools or use your own weaponry to sever the head and figure that out.
Yep, yeah, I got a sword.
He's like,
Take my long sword and
That's what you had there. Clap the claw.
just gonna start sawing. All right, Parthenos, you have just been attacked by a cat thing that is definitely evil. Cat thing. So,
Aren't they all?
yeah, mine's not. He's pretty great.
Yes, but they're so cute.
Mine is a serial killer,
Evil
but
usually is.
Huh?
I said evil usually is.
I am
might
going
disagree. We
to
don't know.
be very, very sure that the tin will not hit you. So it is very upset that you are holding it by the tail, and it is trying very hard to reach you. I'm gonna assume you kind of just held it out away from you a little bit or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What
are you doing?
Throw it towards the door.
You're gonna throw it
look
towards-
inside the looking in, just to get it away from me at this
Yeah.
point.
Roll me your unarmed strike, and then give me some damage.
You just killed this lady's cat.
Threw a cat across the room.
It'll land on its feet after it hits the wall.
It's already dead.
yeah, it's dead.
There's that.
It's just a
That's
zombie
just
cat.
with my strength moderate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it had 8 more lives to go.
Maybe it didn't.
No, it clearly
So
used all
15.
9 and was on the negative
15.
9 now.
I mean, you more than. Can you tell me what your damage would have been? I mean, it has
Okay.
barely any, so
Um,
you gotta.
Actually, that's if it's just unarmed strike, it's a 17 and it's 4 damage.
Yeah, that's all you needed. It's just a cat. And as you sling this cat out away from you towards the wall, it hits the wall, and this weird, like, instead of like the hit, like it hits the wall, and you hear that audible thump, and then poof, there is this cloud of what looks like maybe very much like ashes, and there's no cat there anymore.
Awesome.
Oh,
So,
Poor
done with
zombie.
that.
I know.
Looking through the rest
Um,
of this
There's zombie
thing,
cat.
see what else is.
Your senses tell you there might be one less undead thing here, so
Good.
at least for now. There's a collar that fell off of it if you wanna that later. Have fun with that. Okay. See?
Well, the dice said meat locker.
Okay. She's like the dice didn't know what I did. Okay, so the moment you go in, the room is freezing cold, obviously. And looking around, you see chunks of frozen meat dangling from the ceiling on hooks and on chains. They are just much like a meat locker would be, right? Along the walls, you see even more meat just stacked in piles on metal racks. And you see that there is a small frost-covered wooden coffer sitting in the middle of the floor. And the cold seems to be almost radiating from it.
So definitely no skulls.
So, you do not see any skulls.
Okay. Well, we're out of this cold hellhole.
Nope. She's like, nope. We're just gonna know. Okay.
This whole place
She's just
burnt.
nope.
Nope.
Alright.
Every room.
And,
First to the last.
About that time, you actually hear a weird, like, chime that seems to almost magically emanate through the entire house. And you hear Bavlorna say, "Your hour is up. I hope you found whatever you were here for or not. I would like my sister's picture. I'd so love to remember what she looks like.
I won't get her picture.
I need her portrait off the wall, specifically."
I won't get it.
Okay.
Well, thank you for looking. I guess.
No.
I guess Claricall will appreciate this skull. She's gonna like it. He'll fucking take it. And then,
The skull that's just like got rotting flesh on it.
Oh, I'm carving that off.
Okay.
I'm making it a skull.
Right.
Getting.
I was like,
Yeah.
so
Torn is
Torn
I
is,
guess anything's better than nothing.
Torn is doing his best to skin this, so you know.
you better like it.
I don't know how to talk about that. That's interesting. Parthenos, you have successfully killed a random cat thing. Looking at, let's see here. There is one other thing I think that was with that cabinet. Really quick, I will give you that. Let's see. What you're gonna see after you've dealt with the cat Parthenos is you're actually going to see there are 3 potions with labels that appear to be in Elvish. But you can just tell there are 3. Do you speak Elvish?
No.
No. Okay. What do you speak? Do you speak anything close to?
Gnomish, Leonin.
Nothing close to. Nothing at all. Okay. Well, you do find the 3 potions. You're welcome to just leave them here or take them with you. Doesn't really care if you take some of the random stuff, but you don't know what they are, so y'all could just roll the dice and gamble and just take them and see what happens.
Potion roulette.
Things are fun.
Yes.
Why not?
Take
Okay.
3.
Okay.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Pick those up, and in a little while we will roll. And anyone who has like
What if somebody
Okay.
reads Elvish?
or if you read Elvish, you can read them. Look at that! What? Okay.
It's teamwork.
Yay!
There you go.
I'm good. Okay. So at that is what you found. So everyone has found something, whatever. So Bavlorna comes kind of shuffling off of her deck, and she kind of is in the
She started
hallway.
calling it the lanai now.
Yes, she does. Yes.
That's right.
And she's like, I've enjoyed my time on the lanai. Just love that word. It's great.
Well,
Great.
we've enjoyed our time here.
Did you check out the bubbly room?
I didn't have time. I had to get a skull for Clapper Claw. Never fucking like it.
I mean, he's gonna. We're gonna. I mean,
It's better than a gourd.
right.
The smell in there just reminded me of something you might like, so.
Maybe on the way out.
Maybe on the way out.
I
Okay.
think we have. We are dangerously close to becoming those second cousins that you wish would leave. That have been here for far too long. We have worn out our welcome. So we have pressing business to attend to, kingdoms to run, a painting to retrieve. You know, it's probably time we said our see you laters and be on our way.
Okay. So at that, unless is there anything else anyone wants to do here before you leave?
I mean, there are things I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's things.
How flammable does this place look?
Not
Yeah, I
at all.
didn't figure it's.
No, not at all.
No.
It's just absolutely soaked wood.
Yeah.
Yep. It's all, that gross marshy. The only thing I have specifically that I want to ask is Parthenos. You threw the cat against the wall, it poofed into dust, and when you did that, you did hear the distinct click as if like a collar of some sort was maybe on the cat and fell on the ground. Is that anything you were interested in looking at as you pass or picking up and taking with you or whatever?
Sure.
It's like,
Might as
you
well.
told me, so I'm not sure why.
Might
Honestly,
as well.
yeah, when you pick it up and toss it in your bag, I will just tell you that on it, there's just kind of like a name in, the swirly font. And the name is Gloam. Gloam.
That's almost a circle of that.
Also, you start sneezing when you go to pick it up. It's probably some of the dust left in the air. But,
Definitely not a cursed magic item you just pocketed there.
Totally.
Totally not.
Yeah, let's take a cauldron, the little cauldron.
Right.
okay.
We didn't
See what's in
realize
that.
that our king was also,
Klepto?
yeah, he had a problem with leaving other people's stuff.
I don't
alone.
know. I mean,
It's all gonna be mine soon anyway.
He's over there
Okay,
manifest
so you are-
destiny, just like, I claim this. This is all mine.
you are straight to
You're the one that's
just tell it.
manifesting
Okay.
Well, this is true. I've taught you well.
All right. So as you leave, you will get down to the little sandy beach. You will get in the boat and you will cross over. Once you have crossed back onto Downfall soil,
Yes.
you cross back over right next to that little cauldron that was there in the first place.
Right.
The one that's actually sitting, the like 10-foot one that's sitting on the thing.
Oh, this thing?
It looks just like it, except it's big.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Okay. When you open it, there's a single piece of paper inside of it, and it says spittle spew.
Spittle spew.
So you read it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. When you read it out loud, you noticed while you feel like every time before you tried to get near to that thing, it kind of it doesn't seem to move at all. It seems like maybe this might be the key to unlocking it or something. You almost feel like you hear like a click in the atmosphere.
Quest complete.
Run over. Butterfly.
Yeah. Okay. Would you like to?
Would you like to?
Yes.
Yes.
It's already done. She's inside of it.
This is my new home.
There is a potion
Sage
brewing
can
in
do
it.
what she wants to.
It is purple, or like a purpley gray color. There is definitely some type of
Purplish
potion.
green, right? We call it octarine.
There's definitely some type of potion brewing herein. That clearly was the word to unlock it. But that doesn't tell you what's in it. So, anyone who has magic checks, you are welcome to try to roll them. Or,
I think we've
Someone can just
established
try
we
it.
don't
That's
have
always
anybody
fun,
who can do that. Oh, let's see. Yep, definitely not me.
we can always try.
I don't think anybody's magic. Any of y'all magic? You got some?
I got magic.
You got some magic?
What kind of magic we need?
Well, particularly the Arcana kind.
I mean,
It's less about actual ability and more about theoretical ability.
Sure. I should have something of the arcane.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'd hope so.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Oh, that's an evocation.
Is it?
Did I not take a single?
I would say,
arcane
are
spell?
you proficient in just Arcana in general?
Oh no.
Okay.
I have a higher combat.
All right. Well, let's
Plus
try.
6.
Let's give that a shot with a little bit of guidance rolled on in there.
The D4 right there. I thought I was about to cast a spell.
No.
I mean, you want me to throw some thunder in the pot?
No, I don't think that would be helpful.
Alright,
This
so-
hopefully will be. No.
Oh
probably not.
no!
Worst ball.
Natural one. The 3.
Yes! Okay, so I'm not gonna lie.
This
I
just,
feel like a natural one makes you be like, I know exactly what that does. Can you drink some of it?
Yes.
yes,
Do it.
that is exactly what we would do. He'd be like, oh, I got this.
Roll me the 100.
I read about
He's
this.
got
in
crazy
Arcana.
straw out and everything.
And he was like, I know this.
I studied this in school. I got an A on that paper.
I'm over here knowing nothing about Arcana going, okay.
The book said definitely do not drink this, but all he can remember is
That's
definitely
a
do
40,
drink
and
this.
then the 10 D100 is so weird.
Just
So it's
40.
just 40.
It's just 40.
There you go, just a straight up 40 there.
Well, you drink it, and it feels okay, and the next thing you know, things look different.
No shit.
Colors seem a little flatter than you remember them being before.
Say what? What was that?
Colors seem flatter, and also you're not as tall as Parthos anymore. Shorter than him.
No.
What
enough,
do
my horns are
we
shrunk.
see happening?
Oh,
Oh.
you!
Yes.
All of a sudden, he drinks this, and then you go from having a torn to having a giant frog.
I'm a frog.
There you go. There you go. You got your frog.
I'll think about
No, it is a giant frog.
Bigger than you are.
Like,
You know, he
Jericho could probably ride a giant frog.
I'm probably gonna.
Which means I can.
Okay.
Okay, so
Can
Literally
he
gonna
speak?
take out a bit of rope and
I am going to grant that he will continue to be able to speak. I need to know if y'all are telling him what happened to him, or if you're just laughing at him like, ah, this is the best thing that's ever happened.
Torn. Listen to me.
I should be like,
Torn, you were a horny bard, now you're a horny toad.
You guys are lizards though, right?
So,
Gonna see a
congrats. You got an upgrade.
No! Now I have no horns!
Well, you do sort of. I will say they're bigger than the ones you used to have.
I'm just enjoying how much y'all are excited about this.
Oh yeah, no, this is just.
There appear to be 2 more, the amount of 2 more potions that are still within this. Those of you who are not a frog want to do anything with that?
No, look what it did to Torn.
Are dead to me.
Just go ahead and put it in the jar. This is what happens to things like you. All right.
trying to see if I
Yeah.
can file, but I don't.
To be fair,
Just like I wanted.
No way.
I mean,
Alright.
You have an
Oh.
empty cauldron.
I'm
So
gonna take the slip of paper, put it away in my bag, and yeah, I'm gonna fill it with cauldron and put the lid back on. I don't know if I'll keep it from spilling, but
because I am a Jericho of my word.
Okay, Jericho, your word. What are you doing, Jericho?
Okay, good. All right. As we're leaving Favlornos,
Yes.
can I see the cages that I could
Yes.
see? Okay.
You can't see them well, but if you didn't know they were there, you would have no idea. But
I
You
can
know.
see, at least I can get within 20.
Yes.
I can see within 20 feet of them.
Yeah.
All right, so as we're leaving, just as like a, like stretch, and then like a fog cloud, just appears around those cages,
Okay.
and it'll last for up to an hour.
Okay.
And then then I'm that's all I'm doing with that.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I kept my word there and did all of that like I'm supposed to.
All right. Do you want highs or lows?
How long am I for?
Man, the way tonight's been going,
Right.
it really doesn't matter.
Alright.
I'm certain it's gonna go badly.
Your dice are just gonna betray you anyway.
Yeah. So let's just go low.
Let's go low.
That's where.
You want me to roll it or you want to roll it?
What am I throwing?
You're throwing me a D100.
Percentile.
Yes, sir.
I like percentile.
All right.
You sure?
It has not hurt anyone at this table yet, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
This is temporary. This is
Oh
forever.
goodness, do I want
don't
to
know.
throw them or do I
This is
want
my
to
new-
leave
this
it?
is my new
You know
race
what? I take my fate in my own hands. Tonight
She's finding a way
Tonight is
Bring
definitely.
to be like a hard.
Hey, look at there!
there.
You are my witness. That is a 14.
That is
There you go. All right. You are good to go. That is, we were just making sure that Vincel is going to get out safely and not just get caught by Babylon and thrown right back in.
Yeah, that'd be up to them.
And then
I did
be,
my part.
yeah, and thus be able to actually fulfill the contract he made with you, because clearly he can't fulfill said contract if he doesn't get out.
That's true.
So he will find you here shortly.
Great.
Then Sage, you've taken some of that potion, so to see what lovely things happen. Gee, I wonder how you're gonna handle this whole skull thing as a frog.
Yeah, what happened to my gear? That's what I'm saying. I guess I'll have my
Became part of you.
Yeah, it becomes part of you.
Well,
Just
this-
reach
this
in
is-
there and pull it out.
Not how that works.
No. Oh, you're new to this.
Yeah.
I've never
Hey,
been
I
a
do-
giant frog before.
Yeah, I do this all the time.
I love that thought that he's just like, I'm gonna.
I've got a.
Totally.
Like a frog trying to
Totally.
Do like-
Totally.
Totally.
You know what the
We
potion
really
does.
just make a toad. Of
Ah.
course we did.
So do tell us how you attempt to retrieve the skull you were carrying.
Where is it on my person? Is it inside me?
You're just a frog now. That's
Yeah.
what you know.
You're just a frog now.
I'm just a frog.
This is your life.
In the frog world.
Yep.
Okay, I take that, the flask that I had all the oil in, which I'm pretty sure is spent at this point. It takes a lot of oil to cover a satyr up.
Yeah, that probably is gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill it with some of that potion there.
That's it.
All right, so Miss Sage has one, Jericho has one. That empties the pot. The pot itself doesn't do anything, but you do kind of see it start to move, but not like on its own. It seems like something's pushing it from underneath. And a little creature kind of pops out of the coals underneath it and begins to kind of,
Calcifer?
huh?
I said Calcifer?
But he looks like he might speak to you in just a second. So, how are you attempting? What are you doing? Just like as a
Just
frog?
feeling myself,
Are you
out of my mouth, reaching down my throat, stick out my tongue, catching a fly.
Ribbit. Anyone see my stall?
He's adjusting well. I'm proud of him.
This is not a good look for me.
Oh, this is happy.
Okay.
This is what happiness
Horns.
feels like. I didn't
Now I
remember,
need
but
my
I know
body
now.
back.
Thank you.
We're gonna burn that bitch's place
Everything.
down. A lot of stuff that needs to.
Listen here,
My body
Kermit.
back.
You ain't doing a whole lot till we get you back to normal.
How long will this last?
No telling.
Don't know.
Ribbit.
I love that you're always
You're
like,
the big magic you.
I don't know, buddy.
Apparently not.
So
How would
mean.
you smack a toe?
Everyone's just like, oof.
While we're waiting,
Yeah.
I guess to figure out our next steps here.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Somewhere here.
We're going to let's see. We're back in Downfall now, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Lemongrass, where you at? Lemongrass, I believe His Majesty Parthenos put you directly under my mentorship. Where you be?
Screaming across the.
This is going to go on your performance review if you do not show up.
Silly shoes. I hope it does. She does show up eventually.
Oh, good.
Yep.
All right, Lemongrass. Here is your chance. As you may or may not know, we just got back from Bavlorna's.
Trailing behind her is very small Bunny. And as she comes up to you, she's like, I didn't get to introduce you to my son.
Interesting.
We
So
asked
you
before.
bring your child to work with you.
Yes.
That's probably not safe. We don't do safe work. But anyways, that'd be something we'll
He
address
was a
at
brigand
later date.
before, so I mean.
All right. So we just got back from Miss Bavlorna's. Turns out she's pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie. There's not a lot of good stuff going on over there. But she did require some assistance. So you're it. While we're out doing our next thing, because she just sent us to thither of all places, because we got to go see Scabby Abby and get a portrait and bring it back. So in our absence, you will be working to do what you do best, which is take notes. So,
That's sarcastic.
I mean, yes, it is a little bit sarcastic, because that's probably not what you do best. However, we do need you to go back. Not today. Obviously, I told her I'd get somebody to come over. So you're it. So I guess you tomorrow need to go over. If you need somebody, do you need an assistant to go with you? I feel like you probably need help.
Wheatgrass will go with me. It's fine. Thank you.
Okay, good. Fine.
I mean,
All right.
his sister's entirely too small for us to take her.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you need to go tomorrow, and you will serve her in whatever capacity she needs. She's expecting you, just so you're aware. So, mind your P's and Q's. And that'll be your position until we get back with her portrait and I can relieve you.
Okay. Thank you. I will take myself home then and make sure that I find a sitter for my little ones. And Wheatgrass will be ready to go with me on his first emissarial mission in the morning.
Are you
I
sure?
assume that's what this
You're
is.
sure you want to take Wheatgrass?
I mean, he really wants to follow. I hate to tell you this. He said there was this great herringon that came through, Mom, and he was the right paw of the king. I want to be just like him one day.
Yep, sounds like the right one to go with you.
So
Definitely needs to go with you. So, anyways, you're gonna need to, like I said, you're gonna be there a little bit. So, take whatever you got to take with you. Leave whatever you got to leave behind. This Bavlorna, she's not really all that bad as long as you stay out of her way. But she's gonna, yeah. Anyways, you'll see when you get there. Just
Okay.
go up, make sure you introduce yourself. Be polite. Tell her who you are. Tell her that you're sent there by myself, because she and I had long conversations that I will never get out of my head.
okay. And Lemongrass takes you at your word. She scurries back with her small child, or her small bunnykin. I'm sorry. And they go forward to. All of you are here. No one said anything.
But they have no idea.
I
They
wasn't
cannot
there to know
metagame.
the conversation. conversation.
Yeah, we weren't there to know the conversation, so.
They cannot metagame this. They have no idea what Bad Lorna and I have been
You're
discussing.
right. They just know that you're randomly sending lemongrass. So that's fair. They just know you're sending lemongrass to Bad Lorna. So that is what the information that the party has.
The only reason
Torrin's
I'm
probably
not
very
screaming-
interested in being a frog, though.
Don't
Like,
listen
Yeah, I'm
to
trying to
him.
figure out how to play
Do
music
not
as a
go.
frog now.
I'm a frog. Well, you can do that neat croaking thing.
Yep. No, just try not to metagame, even though everything inside of me wants to tell her, do not go.
Well, with that, coasters, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Yes, thank you.
Apparently Jericho's trying to send other people to their deaths. So that's
Trying,
fun.
I succeeded.
Yeah, that's great.
Well,
like her and not want to eat her.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe if there's an uproar in the comments that you can't do that, I don't know. We'll talk about it. All right. So thank you guys. We will see you 2 weeks from now, and hopefully you will join us next week when we play our Dragonlance campaign, Shadow of the Dragon Queen, Queen, with our fantastic Alex as our DM.
That's me.
Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
You keep those candles burning.
Yeah, keep them candles
That
burning. That's that thing we're supposed to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.